What if people could only see in black and white? We're used to color being our main guide. We automatically reach for a red apple or slam on the brakes at a red light. But what if tomorrow that visual code simply vanished? You open your eyes and instead of a blue sky, you see an endless gray gradient. And instead of a green lawn, there's a dense, almost black surface. The absence of color would change reality as we know it. Could we still drive safely? How would we tell fresh food from spoiled? And would concepts like fashion or design even exist in a world left with only light and shadow? Let's explore what a civilization that never knew color might look like. In fact, color isn't a property of objects. It's our brain's way of processing light waves through special cells in the eye called cones. Most of us have three types, ones that respond to long, medium, and short wavelengths, creating the illusion of millions of shades. But what if these cells never existed in the first place? We would see the world through rods, the receptors responsible for low-light vision. In reality, this would mean incredible sensitivity to movement and shapes. Our vision would be like a professional black and white camera with extremely high resolution. Many mammals, like dogs and cats, actually perceive the world in a limited spectrum, focusing on motion and contrast, because for a predator, that's far more important than the color of its prey. Biologically, we wouldn't be deficient, we'd just be experts at reading textures. In a colorless world, nature would feel harsher but more logical. The sky would turn into a light gray silk, and grass during the day would look like dark gray velvet. But the real challenge would be choosing food. We know that a yellow banana is sweet, while a green one is tart. In a monochrome world, we'd have to rely on touch and smell. People would become far more attentive to shine and matte textures. A fresh tomato in a black and white world wouldn't be recognized by its red color, but by the specific gleam on its smooth skin and its firmness. Our kitchens would become far more aromatic, as smell would take over as the main tool for judging food quality, replacing the visual cues we once relied on for meat or vegetables. Fashion and design wouldn't disappear in such a world. They'd become smarter. When you can't rely on color as an emotional shortcut, you have to work with the physics of materials. Texture, shape, and light reflection would take center stage. Designers would create clothing where style comes from combining rough wool with smooth silk. Patterns and geometry would become the main ways to express yourself. Home interiors would be built around the play of light and shadow. We wouldn't choose green wallpaper. We'd choose the angle of a lamp so that shadows create the right sense of depth and volume. It would be a world of perfect lines and flawless forms. This is where real engineering innovation would begin. Modern safety depends on color: red, yellow, green. In a monochrome world, these lights would all look like three identical gray circles. Humanity would have to rethink the very way it transmits information. Traffic lights would probably use different geometric shapes: a triangle for stop, a circle for get ready, and a square for go. Warning signs would rely on flashing intensity or sound signals. Design would become symbolic. Instead of colored patches, we'd see clear pictograms that the brain reads instantly, no matter the lighting. This would make safety systems even more reliable, since symbols are harder to confuse than similar shades of color. Art in such a world would reach a new level of mastery with light. Artists like Rembrandt wouldn't just be masters, they'd be gods of form. Painting would become incredibly deep because viewers wouldn't be distracted by pretty packaging and could focus entirely on composition and story. Interestingly, photography and film in the noir style would never be seen as outdated. Directors would perfect the language of shadows. The paradox is that people in this world wouldn't feel deprived. If you've never seen color, the idea of red seems as fantastical as our ability to see Earth's magnetic fields. The world would feel complete in its monochrome richness. Color psychology tells us that blue calms and red excites. In a colorless world, emotions would be conveyed through lighting and sound. Bright white light would signal alertness and work, while soft dimness would evoke trust and calm. Emotional perception would become more subtle. we'd learn to read micro-expressions much better because every crease around the eyes or mouth stands out more in black and white. Music and rhythm would become the primary tools for setting mood, replacing the role of colorful decor in cafes or shops. We often take nature's richness for granted, but color can sometimes distract us from seeing the true shapes of things. A world without color wouldn't be gloomy, it would be maximally functional and clear. To its inhabitants, it would feel natural and logical. And perhaps in that parallel world, someone is recording a video and asking, what if the world had colors? Wouldn't that be too chaotic for our brains? Thanks for watching, and next time you see a sunset, try to appreciate it as a complex play of light, not just a picture.